Ever wondered what would happen if the Earth lost all its oxygen for just 5 seconds? 5 seconds. That's about how long it takes to tie your shoes, send a quick text, or take a deep breath. You might think, I can hold my breath for 5 seconds. No problem. And you're right. Your body wouldn't even notice the lack of air in that short time. But the world around you, that's a completely different story. The consequences would be immediate, catastrophic, and honestly, pretty terrifying. So, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the scary science of what a 5-second oxygen outage would really look like. It's not about holding your breath. It's about the very fabric of our world unraveling in the blink of an eye. First, let's talk about the sky. The beautiful blue sky we see every day is blue because of sunlight scattering off particles in the atmosphere. And oxygen molecules play a huge role in that scattering. Without oxygen, there are far fewer particles to scatter the blue light. The sky would instantly turn dark, almost black. It would look like midday suddenly became midnight. Imagine the sun, a blazing orb in a pitch-black sky. It would be an eerie and disorienting sight, happening worldwide in the same instant. Every single person outdoors would suddenly be plunged into darkness. This alone would cause mass panic and confusion. But a dark sky is just the beginning. Let's look down at the ground. The Earth's crust is about 45% oxygen. It's a key component of silica, rocks, soil, and pretty much everything you're standing on. Take away that oxygen, and the structural integrity of the ground beneath our feet is gone. The ground would crumble. The entire planet's surface would begin to fracture and collapse. It wouldn't be a gentle settling. It would be a catastrophic, planet-wide earthquake of unimaginable scale. Buildings, roads, mountains, everything would start to disintegrate. Speaking of buildings, let's talk about our man-made structures. What holds concrete together? Oxygen is a critical binder in concrete structures. Without it, concrete would instantly lose its rigidity and turn to dust. Every dam, every bridge, every skyscraper, every single concrete building in the world would simultaneously explode into a cloud of fine powder. Imagine the Golden Gate Bridge, the Burj Khalifa, the Hoover Dam, gone in a flash. The sheer scale of destruction would be beyond anything we've ever witnessed. Cities would simply vanish, replaced by massive dust clouds. It would be an instantaneous, global demolition event. And what about all the metal? Any piece of untreated metal would instantly weld itself to any other piece of untreated metal it's touching. Why? Because there's a thin layer of oxidation on the surface of most metals that prevents them from fusing together on contact. Oxygen is what creates this layer. Remove the oxygen, and you remove that protective barrier. Cars in a traffic jam would become a single, mangled sculpture of welded metal. Your phone might weld to the metal table it's sitting on. It's a strange and often overlooked effect, but the implications are massive, adding another layer of chaos to the unfolding disaster. Now, let's turn our attention to something a bit more explosive. Water is 1 part oxygen and 2 parts hydrogen, H2O. If you remove the oxygen, you're left with hydrogen ... as a gas, a very, very flammable gas. The oceans, lakes, and rivers, which cover over 70% of our planet, would suddenly become vast quantities of hydrogen gas. This massive expansion from liquid to gas would be incredibly violent. It would be like the entire planet's water supply turned into a colossal bomb. The oceans would essentially vaporize and expand with explosive force, creating a shock wave that would dwarf any nuclear weapon ever created. But before we even get to the explosion, let's consider our own bodies. Our eardrums would rupture instantly. The air pressure on Earth would drop by about 21%, which is the amount of oxygen in our atmosphere. This sudden drop is equivalent to being instantly transported from sea level to an altitude of about 2,000 meters, or 6,500 feet. Our ears can't equalize that fast. The result would be a sudden, sharp, and universal pain as every eardrum on the planet bursts. So, amidst the darkness and crumbling ground, everyone would also be deafened. The silence would be, well, deafening, punctuated only by the low rumble of the world falling apart. And what about fire? Oxygen is essential for combustion. Without it, no fire can burn. So, any engine that relies on internal combustion would immediately stop. Planes would fall from the sky. Cars, trucks, and buses would stall, creating gridlock on roads that are already crumbling. Power plants would fail, leading to a complete and total blackout on top of the already dark sky. The engines of our civilization, the very things that power our modern world, would all go silent at once. No fire also means no cooking, no heating, nothing that requires a flame. So, let's put it all together. In the first second, the sky goes black, the air pressure drops, and our eardrums burst. The ground begins to crumble. In the second, concrete buildings all over the world explode into dust. Cars on the road begin welding together. In the third second, all combustion stops. Planes begin their uncontrolled descent. In the fourth second, the world's oceans, lakes, and rivers have turned into an enormous cloud of hydrogen gas, expanding with unimaginable force. And in the fifth second, well, by the fifth second, there's not much of a recognizable Earth left. It's a dark, crumbling, silent world being torn apart by expanding hydrogen. Then, just as suddenly as it left, the oxygen returns. What happens now? The returning oxygen would meet that massive, planet-sized cloud of hydrogen gas. A spark from anywhere lightning, a short circuit, even static electricity would ignite it. The result would be the biggest explosion the solar system has seen in a very long time. The entire atmosphere would become a sphere of fire as the hydrogen and oxygen recombine to form water again. This would generate a heat wave of biblical proportions, incinerating whatever was left on the surface. Following the firestorm, the newly formed water would fall back to the surface as a global, scalding hot rain, causing massive flooding on a fractured and shattered landscape. The planet would be a steaming, barren wasteland. Life as we know it would be completely and utterly wiped out. it wouldn't just be a mass extinction event. It would be a planetary sterilization. So, the next time you take a deep, easy breath, take a moment to appreciate the oxygen you're inhaling. This invisible, odorless gas is more than just air. It's the silent guardian holding our entire world together. It keeps the sky blue, the ground solid, our buildings standing, and the oceans from boiling away into an explosive gas. 5 seconds without it isn't just about holding your breath. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's a sobering thought, but it gives you a profound new respect for the delicate balance that makes our planet a haven for life. Thanks for watching, and if you found this thought experiment as mind-bending as I did, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the wonders and terrors of science. Stay curious.